Wow, what up, bro?
What up, Torae? How you feeling, brother?
Blessed, King. Blessed. Good to see you. How are you?
I'm good. I can't complain. I'm as good as possibly can be expected.
Right, in these crazy times, man. Well, first and foremost, man, thank you for tapping in with us. Thank you for rocking with my Live at 5 tribe. And bigger than that, man, just thank you for all that you do. We like to make sure that anybody we have a conversation with, we give them their flowers. And I only talk to people that deserve their flowers. So I definitely just wanted to salute you and thank you off the rip.
No, thank you. Salute to you. You are a phenomenal MC, and you're an excellent personality for the culture. And I enjoy participating in whatever you ask me to do.
I appreciate that. And I guess the same should be said for you, man. The phenomenal MC, we've known that for years, man. But the People's Party is pretty crazy, man. And I didn't necessarily want to start there, but since we're there, talk to me about you starting this podcast and just the conversations that you've been able to have and why you decided to jump into that space.
Well, first of all, I want to shout out Jared Meyer and the whole Uprocks crew that's been helping me and supporting me with it. I've had the idea to do a podcast, and I've done certain things over the years, but you know how it is, Torae. When you have a team that's rolling with you, that's when it gets really popping. So
Absolutely.
Jared is the same person who started Ruckus.
I know.
I'm letting them know. I'm letting the people know,
Right.
So that's what it is. I mean, they didn't give me a shot because I earned that. We did good business back then, and we're doing good business right now.
For sure. I mean, you kept the lights on for a number of years. Let's just be honest. Quiet. Listen, man, it's so crazy what's happening in the world right now. Now, like I said, man, I didn't get a chance to give you a full intro. So, ladies and gentlemen, one of your favorite MCs, I mean, somebody who's been on the front lines for us for a number of years. He's like a rap superhero, you know what I mean? He's able to fight off trolls in a single tweet, you know what I mean? He's erasing racism, 140 characters at a time. Talib Kweli, BKMC. Kwa, you are somebody who are not new to anything that's happening. You've always been on the front lines. You've always never been afraid to address systematic oppression, racism in your music, in the content, in the way that you carry yourself. Now that it seems like the world is seeming to catch up, talk to me about your feelings on where we are right now and where do you feel like we need to be going?
It's kind of you don't want to be, as an artist, you don't want to be thought of as the person that people only pay attention to when there's a tragedy, And I definitely want to salute all the artists that I came up listening to, particularly hip hop. We what you need? Our lyrics have been particularly responsible. Our lyrics have been particularly irresponsible in many ways as well. But more than anything, hip hop has spoken to the needs of the people, and that's why whenever something like this happens, it's not just me. There's other rappers. Whenever something like this happens, people be like, "Why don't the rappers speak up?" And it's weird because I'm like, why don't the rappers speak up? Why don't the DJs speak up? Why don't the on-air personalities speak up? Why don't the janitors, the teachers, the policemen? Why don't the police speak up?
We all in this together.
Yeah, why is it the job of the rappers to speak up? And I think it's we brought it, or some of us brought it on ourselves, for speaking up a lot. But I don't think people should be surprised when their favorite rapper is not speaking up right now. Because we are consumer culture. You have to curate what you consume. You have to take responsibility for what you take in. If you just like listening to the radio and whatever they give you, you know what I'm saying? If the whole rest of the year you focused on doing the goddamn hokey pokey, and then when somebody get murdered, now you want to hear conscious music, then part of what you're not listening to, part of what you're not getting for your soul musically is on you.
Absolutely. Okay? Absolutely. The music is out there. I mean, like I said, you've been on the front lines, you've been creating, and not only because I hate when people try to put any of us in the box. Like, we artists, we creatives, we do a bunch of shit. I love your shit with Gucci like I love your shit with most. You know what I'm saying? So,
thank you.
Like, good music is good music, but they do try to put you in that box, and they do try to shine you in that light, man. What have you been able to do just to try to alter the narrative or just make sure that you stay true to whatever it is you want to put out when you want to put it out?
Well, for me, I always looked at it like my whole philosophy on this music, Torae, is that people don't people don't show me love and like my music because I'm conscious.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's a lot of conscious niggas that they not showing that love to.
Oh, now a lot of them is whack too.
A lot of them is whack too. I was gonna say it, but you said it first. So you as an MC, you understand.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you've been to an activist event, and there's conscious rappers who only perform at the activist event because that's the only place you could get them to hear them.
Right.
So, you know, I pride myself on the fact that people rock with my shit because the music is dope. First and foremost, I'm good at my job. You know, I put out quality content. I've been doing so for years. It's a brand you could trust. You know what I'm saying? Like,
absolutely.
So I pride myself on that. But I know as a creative, part of the reason why I'm dope, part of the thing that makes me dope is my dedication to speaking about the movement, speaking about the liberation of Black people, speaking about our connections with other marginalized people, speaking about solutions, speaking about, you know, our heroes from back in the day, you know, giving information in the music. That is, to me, one of the greatest ways to make music. It's not the only way to make music.
Right.
You can make empty, decadent music. You can make violent, misogynistic music. I'm guilty of listening to and liking and enjoying all of it. But the type of music that I make and the type of music that I enjoy making, the type of music I'm best at, and coincidentally, well, maybe not so coincidentally, but the type of music that stands the test of time more often than not is the music that has the substance and the message. So it's even a safe bet economics-wise.
Right. It's something that, I mean, we always going to have issues in the world. We always going to have certain things that need to be spoken about. You look at a Marvin Gaye, What's Going On? You know, this record.
Yeah.
You look at a Wake Up, you know.
The What's Going On, Marvin Gaye, I think that's the best-selling record on Motown ever had.
Of course.
You know, and if you know the story,
there was a lot of resistance.
Yeah, they wasn't trying to hear that. But I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut your wisdom.
No, it's all good, Kane. We conversing. Now, in the midst of all of the craziness that's happening right now, we were also in a pandemic that it seems like people have forgotten about, or the government has stopped talking about, and the system has stopped talking about so much. You spoke earlier to your brand, and I know as an artist who's an independent artist, but you also tour a lot. You're probably one of the most touring hip-hop artists out there right now. Huh?
Not no more.
Right. And that's exactly what I wanted to ask. So how have you been able to sustain what you do and I guess everything else that goes around the Kweli brand without you being able to hit the road?
So I well, one is the podcast has been a good thing for me, a good situation for me. I got some other podcasts and other situations, other deals on the table and things I've been working on. But, you know, I've been on my Instagram Live just having fun with the DJ thing because, you know, I enjoy DJing. And I like the fact that now that people have to be in their homes listening to you, it's a different vibe DJing in your crib for people who are locked in than it is in the club where the speakers is loud and there's drinks and you feel mad energy and you got to figure out how you're going to get home.
Right.
So it's a different. So people are paying attention in a different way. So I like the fact that I can do like deep dives. You know, I like the fact that I can really go in and like I did. You know, for Busta's birthday, I did a whole 3 hours of Busta Rhymes. You know, when Bill Withers passed away, I did just 4 hours of Bill Withers. Andre Harrell passed away, I did 5 hours of not but Andre Harrell. You know what I'm saying? Like tomorrow, I'm gonna be DJing on the Blue Note IG page, and I'm gonna do like a couple hours of nothing but John Coltrane.
Dope. What time? Wait, I don't want to miss that. What time? I got to set a calendar.
Yeah, that's 10 p.m. That's 10 p.m. on the Blue Note IG tomorrow.
Absolutely. We're going to be definitely locked into that. Kweli, somebody like yourself who's not only put out a lot of amazing music, but also put a lot of people in position to bring their music to the world. Do you think you get your just due as somebody who's able to discover talent and as the MCCO, just, you know, having your brand, having your company, do you feel like people speak to you in high regard in that light?
You know, first of all, shout out to my man Nico Is. You had asked a question about COVID earlier, and he said something that was interesting to me as we were watching these protests go on. He was like, he said, it seems like if you watch the news that injustice is the cure for COVID.
Oh, God. That's a bar, Nico.
That's a bar, Nick.
It's a bar.
You know, but shout out to Nico Is, and shout out to everybody who supports Javoti Media. You know, running a record label is hard work. I started running a record label not because I was interested in being an industry CEO or some sort of executive type. I started because if you look at the metrics of it, it's the best, safe, most practical way for me to put out my music, Talib Kweli music. You know what I'm saying? And the artists that I've worked with on Javoti have been artists who have come into my life, either my friends or people I met in my travels, who essentially have asked me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've never gone out looking for an artist. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody I've worked with has been someone who came to me and been like, yo, I want to work with you. And I try to keep it a buck with them. I'm like, look, what I could do for the artists that have worked with Javoti Media is get your music out. We could shoot videos. We could get your music out on all the platforms. We could get it distributed. But the way the music industry is, I don't guarantee no success. I just try to help my friends out where I can. You know what I'm saying? Like, and help them get. So when you see somebody like Nico, you see him on the road with me, you see his albums come out. Nico got his own movement, Colors of the Culture. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to Thanks Joey and the whole Colors of the Culture crew. But I just try to assist where I can, and that's why I call Javoti Media like a more of a just as a media company. It's not really a record label. It's just a way to help people fulfill their dreams.
Absolutely. And everybody has to be hardworking. You know, that's one thing about the artists that I've seen you work with. Shout out to Nico again. Nico is out there. Nico is hardworking. Nico is hitting the ground. He's reaching out to the people. He's making quality music. And that definitely goes into that process and into that formula of being successful is you got to put in that groundwork.
Yes, yes.
Quad, you somebody who, so we first got introduced to you through Rawkus, back to Rawkus, right? Which was like indie major, right? Rawkus had a lot of power. Had some dollars to spend, so that was a great time. We saw you move into the full major label system for a minute, and now back pretty much fully independent. Can you just talk to me about some of the ups and downs and the differences and all of those processes?
Yeah, I mean, you try not to have any regrets in your career, you know what I'm saying? But I look at what I was dealing with on a major label, and when I put out the Reflection Eternal, the second Reflection Eternal album on a major label on Warner Brothers, and first week it sold about 17,000 copies, and that was with the backing of Warner Brothers.
Crazy.
And that was in 2009, right? So 2011. I put out 2 years later. Now, keep in mind, the music industry the record sales was going down. You know what I'm saying? 2 years later, I put out Gutter Rainbows, partnering with Drew Ha and 3D. Shout out to Buckshot and Noah and all them. I put out Gutter Rainbows, and it sold like 25,000 first.
Crazy.
And it was one of the biggest releases of that week. And then I was able to make my money back immediately on Gutter Rainbows. And Gutter Rainbows was my first real foray into the independent lifestyle for real. Like, I put out mixtapes before, and Liberation I dropped for free, and Blacksmith as a label we had put out Right About Now. We put out records with Strong Arm Steady and with Jean Grey. But Gutter Rainbows was the first time that I really took it into my own hand. And then with Gravitas, that's when the first time I released it like on my own website.
Right.
That's the first time I distributed it myself.
Right.
So I've done every single way to do it, and for me, like I said, I don't want to have any regrets, but sometimes I feel like, man, I should have gone independent earlier, a couple years earlier. You know what I'm saying?
Interesting.
But I'm glad I got the major label experience as well, and I'm very blessed.
Right.
And I have a privilege that a lot of artists don't have. I have a name recognition, and I have money that was spent on me.
Right.
So that there's a lot of artists that I came in the game with that are not as recognizable to the public as I am, and I'm not a big name star at all. You know what I'm saying? But I'm very blessed. I'm not at all. Like, there's people way bigger, more famous than me. But I'm very blessed in the hip hop space.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm
Absolutely. And that's one thing that a lot of people don't understand, and that's something that I speak to a lot, is that, the benefit, whether you had a pleasant experience or an unpleasant experience at a major label, the benefit that a lot of artists have gotten is the marketing dollars that's spent. Because the people don't care where it come out at. If they know you and they're a fan of your music, that name recognition is already there, so you can put it out, like you said, on your own label, on your own website, in your own company. And if they believe in the brand, they'll still go to it. Now, you spoke to Reflection Eternal, project, brand that we love. Of course, everybody's favorite is Black Star. What's going on with you and Most? I know y'all were cooking at one point. What's up with this album?
Yeah, I mean, the album is, it sounds good. I get to listen to it all the time. I'm just trying to,
Don't do that. Don't treat my people like that.
Yeah, I'm just trying to work out the situation to get it out. It's a lot of moving parts. Shout out to Madlib and his crew and his team. Madlib produced the whole album. So we're trying to just make sure it's fair for everybody. and so that we get it out right. But trust me when I tell you, it's one of my priorities that I wake up in the morning, have a list of things to do. That's at the top of the list. Like, okay, what's going on with the Black Star? What can I do today to advance that along? You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Do you ever get annoyed at that constant questioning and just, I guess, the alliance that people automatically want to mention most when they mention you or Yasin?
No, I mean, how could I be annoyed at that? Like, I mean, I would be a dick, to be annoyed at that, about something like that. About being your name, I'm so annoyed. I'm attached to this beautiful, iconic, piece of art that changed the way people thought about what hip hop could be. Like, yeah, I mean, I'm blessed. I'm so blessed to be attached to certain things. I'm so blessed to have recorded certain material that people connect to. I'm so blessed to have made relationships with some of the best human beings, to have done this art throughout, whether it's music, comedy, acting, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, I count my blessings every day.
Absolutely. Amazing. Kweli, some people that we know that you either help bring to the forefront or people that we help learn through you. Nico Wiz, K Valentine. You spoke about Gene. That Gene was obviously already making moves, but you had signed Gene. You had Strong Arm Steady. And shout out to them. And definitely big shout out to Cron Don, who's like a TV star now. And
yeah. Shout out to Marvin Jones.
Absolutely. It's crazy. Damn, I forgot where I was going with that. You brought so many people into the game, and we're talking about labels. I don't know. I just lost my whole train of thought. Okay. Association, right? Kanye West, too, is somebody who benefited from the relationship of knowing you and you bringing him out with you on the road and things like that. Now, there's we get Kanye West in stages. We get Kanye West in different chambers, right? I think a lot of people miss the old Kanye. Can you just talk to me? And it's so weird now that in the last couple of days, we saw him out at the George Floyd protest. There's reports coming out that he's donated large sums of money to George Floyd and to Breonna Taylor. And just, it's like the Kanye of old. Can you talk to me about where you believe his state of mind is, and if you guys have had any conversations just to give us some insight? Because, we missed the old Ye, damn it.
Right. Well, I mean, I do subscribe to the theory that there's an old Ye and a newer Ye. I do subscribe to that theory. But I do think that this person, this Ye who's given money to the Floyd family and taking care of Breonna Taylor and all that, I think that's the same person. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I don't think I think regardless of where he's at politically, he's always had tried to have the right intentions. He's never been a bad person. He's just been, to me, in my personal opinion, he's been confused about politics. And so confused about politics that it's dangerous. You know what I'm saying? Like his confusion is not just, you could just be dismissive of it. That's why we talk about it. Right. Kanye's confusion about politics is very harmful to marginalized people. And I think that's why we care so much. We want our brother to do better. We don't want him to use his platform for evil. We don't want him to use his platform to make evil seem normal, or not to make evil seem more normal than it already is. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I had a conversation recently with Kanye a couple of months ago. Shout out to 88 Keys. Me, Kanye, and 88 Keys hung out. And I hadn't spoken to him since last year, since he started wearing the MAGA hat again. And he spoke about being disappointed in himself for making a connection with Candace Owens. And I'm willing to speak on that publicly because he also made a tweet about that, about how he didn't like what she did with the brand and all that. But from my take, how I felt about it, how I felt was that he was coming out of that Trump era. I felt like he was turning around based on the conversation we had. It wasn't that specific, but it's how I felt. But then recently, a couple weeks ago, he was making pro-Trump statements again.
Right.
So I'm confused. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I can't even call it. I can't even try to call it. I love the brother with all my heart, but I completely and totally disagree with him on his Trump shit, and I do not support it. And I publicly denounce any association with Donald Trump. I can't fuck with people who fuck with Donald Trump like that. Right. You know what I'm saying? So as Kanye is I love him to death, and it's frustrating as hell to watch. It's disappointing, but again, he's very brilliant. even though some people would argue you can't be that wrong about politics and be brilliant. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Kanye finds a way to make it happen. He's a walking contradiction in many ways. But I think he was smart enough, because I think if Kanye were to make a public statement, people would be like, sit the fuck down. Shut the fuck up. We don't want to hear from you. You was on that Trump shit. You was trying to sell us Jesus. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't want to hear from you. You know what I'm saying? I think people, Jesus. Yeah, I think people would do that. And I think even if he came out and was like, I'm anti-Trump now, they'd be like, too late. So it's funny. Real quick. I think that the smartest thing for him to have done was to just give his money, bro. And I think that's where he would have brilliant. I think that was a smart play on his behalf. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, we can't question that.
Right.
Yeah. So I'm sorry.
No, well, good. And because the money will do good, you know, and a lot of times, you know, people that fund things, you know, don't necessarily speak out and necessarily vocal, but the money still goes to a good cause, and the money still goes into a good space. Kweli, you I don't know how you have time to tweet as much as you do and go crazy on these people, but you do find time to do it, which is crazy. What is your reasoning behind just how active you are on your Twitter and really just like out there on the races, on the trolls, on the regular basis?
Well, I mean, when I first came on your IG, I said I was very blessed. And I'm very blessed to live a life where I have time to do what I want to do. Like, I don't do many things that I don't want to do. I have things I have to do. Of course, like any grown man, I have responsibilities. But even my responsibilities are things that I want to do. You know what I'm saying? I don't have no responsibilities that I don't want to do. There's nothing I wake up in the morning and moan and groan about having to do.
Right.
You know, even in the face of injustice, it empowers me to whether I go out to a protest or whether I support a protest online or whether I'm speaking to trolls. I feel good about that. I enjoy it. And like I said on the Jimmy Fallon show, I understand that people feel like it's too toxic and they can't deal with that energy. I get that. Not everybody is uniquely built like me. Not everybody was standing on the street corners in Brooklyn building and destroying with the gods back in the day. Right. Not everybody had to fight their way and claw their way to the top of the lyricist rapping. Not everybody grew up with professor parents. Right. Not everybody owned a bookstore like my path is very unique. And I'm humble in the presence of my ALites, and I'm humble in the presence of the people, but I don't pretend that I'm not me to make other people feel comfortable. You know what I'm saying? And my pro-blackness is rooted in, you know, it's the same shit as like the Jews be like, never forget. Like, if I see it, like I said, I don't go looking for nothing. But if I see it, I gotta say something.
Gotta address it.
If I have the time, like if I'm not like if I got service and if I don't have, you know, if I got the time, you know, to look, if I see it, if it comes across my feed, if it's bigoted, and people get it twisted because people think I'm out there arguing with people about rap lyrics or, you know, it's not none of that frivolous shit.
No.
You can't live a life where 80% of our time we spend online, on Instagram, or doing Uber, doing Amazon, Google, all this. And it's gotten worse since COVID, right? Where we spend all our time online, but then we see online bigotry and be like, oh, that's not real.
Right.
Oh,
right.
Because that's nameless or faceless, that's not real. It's nameless or faceless, it can still be subversive. And you still, if you have the ability to say something about it or do something about it, you should, the same way you would in real life.
Absolutely. It is most definitely a blessing to wake up each and every day and do what you want to do, the reasons and the way that you want to do it. I have that blessing, and I try to give that, like, I try to talk people through that and say, listen, you don't have to be stressing, you don't have to drag your feet, you don't have to be pissed off. Figure it out and figure out how to monetize it and bless your life. And bless your life.
Yeah. I'd be happy, when people be really, shout out to everybody who be like, I'm just concerned about your health and your mental health. It's like, nigga, be concerned about, look. Take time management advice from me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, look at what I do. I got a Black Star album recorded. I got an album with Diamond D done. I got another project that I might drop this year on top of that. I do activist work all day long. Before COVID, I was the most touringest artist on the planet. During COVID, I'm doing 4 or 5 hour DJ sets, and I'm still tweeting on these hoes.
Time management at its finest, ladies and gentlemen.
Take time management advice from me. Don't tell me what you would do if you was me, nigga. Why would I want to be like you?
Right, you fucked up. You fucked up in the game. You look up at 11:59 and say, where did the day go?
Right.
Absolutely. Kweli, before I let you go, I want to know, now that we have the attention, you know, with this worldwide attention on racism, on police brutality, on systematic oppression, now that we have the world's attention, what is the ask? What are we asking for? What are our list of demands? When we come out on the other side, what are we coming away with?
So I think that our job as artists, Torae, is to uplift and really, really center the attention and the focus and shine the spotlight on the people who have done the work and the organizations who have done the work. There are people out there who work tirelessly before George Floyd, before Breonna Taylor, before Ahmaud Arbery, before, during, and after, to make sure that this activism is being pushed towards real solutions, whether it be real solutions in community, real solutions in policy and government, however you want to slice it. Whether you participate in the system or you're somebody that try to fight against the system, you know, there's different ways to be a progressive human being.
Right.
You know, and everybody strategy and tactics is different. But for me personally, I find myself aligned with organizations like Movement for Black Lives has really stepped up their game and stepped up to the forefront right now. Their website is m4bl.org.
One of my people in the comments, y'all find the website and put it in the comments, damn it.
Yeah. Movement for Black Lives. They behind where you see defund the police and everything. And I also want to state this. To shout out to the three sisters that started Black Lives Matter, Opal, Alicia, and Patrice. Black Lives Matter as a phrase is so dope and so ubiquitous and so empowering. It's like Malcolm X said, they made it plain. How much more plain could you get? Black Lives Matter. But I want people to understand that just because you see someone holding a Black Lives Matter sign, just because someone puts a hashtag Black Lives Matter in their thing, just because you see people protesting, yelling Black Lives Matter, that doesn't mean that the organization Black Lives Matter organized that event. That doesn't mean they have anything to do with it. That doesn't mean that the person who's saying Black Lives Matter aligns with the principles of the organization.
Absolutely.
So I feel a lot of people I could forgive. People, not forgive because it's not my place to judge nobody, but people I could understand. But I'm seeing businesses and blogs and people who are trying to get into the culture, posting stuff and saying we're doing it for Black Lives Matter. But those people are doing it, they're not giving no money to Black Lives Matter organization. And not Black Lives Matter, they're really supporting. They're supporting a general movement of Black people towards a goal. And that their support is appreciated.
Right. But it's two different things.
It's important that people understand that just because you see somebody say Black Lives Matter doesn't mean they have something to do with the organization.
Exactly. And
but I'm going to shout out also a Movement for Black Lives and Reclaim the Block out in Minneapolis, Black Visions MN in Minneapolis, and the Minneapolis Defense Fund. Word is bond.
Dope. Kweli, thank you so much, man, for your time. Thank you for all the work that you do. Now, there's a tradition. Like anytime I have a conversation with somebody on my live at 5, I open up my email, and then there's magically new music that the world has never heard before, and you've already spoken to numerous projects. So I'm going to be on your heels about some unreleased something.
Okay, no doubt.
Yeah. I need some of that Diamond D. I'm not going to ask for the. You want
me to play a joint right now?
Yeah, we need to hear something, but I want to have it in my possession too. But yeah, set something up for me.
I'm gonna play one of the Diamond D joints real quick.
Shout out to my brother Diamond D. Listen, do your Googles on Kweli if you're not fully aware, fully understanding, fully in line with what he's doing, what he's always been doing. He already alluded to what his parents did. He's already alluded to the bookstore. He's already alluded to many things. But fully understand, like, Kweli is one of the ones that's really real. He's been down since before day one, and he's somebody that you should listen to and look to, and get this information and get this knowledge, because he gives it to you in such a digestible way. The music is still great and entertaining. The live show is great. If you've never been to Brooklyn Bowl, and I don't know if we ever get back there, but if you've never been to one of the Brooklyn Bowl sets, you definitely missed out on a great time.
No, thank you. Tomorrow I'm gonna be DJing at 10 p.m. Eastern time. I'll be what up, Tuffy? I'm gonna be DJing, playing all. And it's tough. It's tough because jazz cats. It's gonna be hard to DJ a whole John Coltrane set, but I'm gonna pull it off.
I know if anybody can make it work, I know it's you, Kweli.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull it off. So this new Diamond D album, me and Diamond got an album called Gotham.
What's the title?
It's called Gotham.
Okay, Gotham.
Yeah, Skyzoo is on it. Shout out to Skyzoo.
Shout out to SK.
Busta Rhymes on it.
Ooh.
I'm gonna play you a joint.
Hold on, let me just look. I gotta check my phone because I don't think I got that call.
Yo, I got some shit too. We still working. I'm gonna hit up my phone. I'm gonna send you some shit.
Yeah, man. I don't want to be on everything, but the shit I want to be on, I want to be on.
No doubt. This record is called the whole album is called Gotham, and it's like a love letter to New York City. So every song is just representing New York City real heavy. So I'm gonna play you one of these joints. I'm gonna check the sound. Tell me if you can hear the sound good.
I thought about it the other day. I'm 27 and a half years old, my guy.
Clean.
And I never loved Brooklyn. I've never been to Staten Island. I've never been to Long Island. I've never been to Harlem. And if I can keep it real with you right now, I'm never gonna leave. I ain't never leaving Brooklyn.
One autumn night, I caught a flight to Jamaica to get away from all the stresses of life and all the fights I had to break. I bought the studio with me. I'm picky about the spots and recording. Plus the drones they got an angel is falling. I'm on the beach with my bay definition of cupcake and niggas hating and my skin so dark. I look Jamaican awkwardly dropping between my casual conversation on vacation, getting further away from the frustrations. But too many of my people catch tough breaks, dressed like a nigga from New York with a gun case. Meanwhile, I'm on the island cutting dub plates, smoking weed is more colorful than leaves falling upstate. For listening to Mac Miller self-care, but still can't keep my mind off of my people welfare. That's why I'm doing that. Dead press, hell yeah, headed to New York. Need a better vibe elsewhere to write that shit. The real life shit. Got every system pumping. All mama, son, they love it. We baking them kicks, we cookie cutter. I'm fresher than the New York slang. It's so butter how we write that shit. The real life shit. Got every system pumping. All mama, son, they love us. We baking them kicks, we cookie cutter. I'm fresher than the New York slang. It's so butter how we go with number one like we rock. So brother, 2020, bad money. I'm running the whole summer. That's goals. This the flow like no other, and they loving it like LB, the Joe Scott of New Yorkers. We don't concern ourselves with decorum. It's the home of hip hop, the anti-pop consortium, where the cops let off 41 shots without warning, kill him dead in the street and let the coroner sort him. Spray paint on their hand up to get fame. Now a baby's coming out of the womb, the gang back in the day. All of that banging was a Cali thing. You could tell the difference from the New York and the Cali slang. I love to write to the clanging of the train. The kids playing on the swang, the rap with a dub, play the air horn. They tell the Hasidics it's time to pray. The drumming on Sundays in the park with the sun rays shine down. On the hollow grounds where rap started at. My bars are like African artifacts over harder tracks. It started back with Phil Sales for the quarterback. But still drop a slap to give a young boy a heart attack. For the writers and the exciters, in between the twin towers like the man on the wire. For New Yorkers who be driving, even know the road be fucking up the tires. This the year we shutting down Rikers, and I like that shit, the real life shit. Got just the pumping.
Fire!
Hey man, I'm working.
Kweli, do we have a date on this Gotham project? What's up?
It's coming soon.
All right, listen, I don't ask for much, but I want in. All right, and the people want
yes.
this, so let's make that happen.
Yes, I'm gonna hit you up on the side.
Okay, absolutely. Kweli, again, man, thank you for your time. Stay safe out there, King. We appreciate you. We love you, man, and we'll speak to you soon. Definitely can't wait for this new music to drop, bro. Be blessed.
Yes, one love, brother.
All love, all love. Ladies and gentlemen, BKMC Talib Kweli.
Peace, y'all. One love, y'all.
Peace. Listen, man, you know how we do it live at 5. My tribe know how we do it. I know some people new around here, but that's why we do it Monday through Friday. We had the dopest music, the dopest conversation.